This is Matrix Lord 212, and this is video 600. Now, I was promising that it was going to have a shocking revelation at the end of this video, and I was all pumped and ready to do this video, but then I got word that I wasn't allowed to give the big reveal, so to speak, so my plans kind of got shot. So I'm going to have to save an announcement for later on, something that's massively huge, but once again I don't have the permission, so I'm not going to do it with this video. But this video is going to be a lot of Doctor Who talk, book talk, surprises, so I did hear all the news. Like Dr. Freedom basically covered a lot of this stuff, so I really don't want to like repeat what he said about the Doctor Who news. But I did find it interesting that Jenna Louise Coleman in the Christmas special is going to be in the Victorian era. And just like they're going to have another episode where it's going to be in the Victorian era, excuse me, with Madame Vastra and Jenny. Now, I thought, before Sexy Blues made a comment of that maybe Jenna Louise Coleman's a time agent like Clara, and that's exactly what I thought too. But we're gonna have to have a wait and see attitude with that one. But I do believe that something really is going on during that time. And if you think about it, two episodes that are very similar, it's almost as if there is a story arc that's going on throughout the series. And one big piece of information I want to dwell on is the fact that I just watched Good Man Goes to War again. And it's amazing how, when you look at episodes again and again and again, you always see something new. And, seeing Madame Vastra and Jenny and talking to the doctor, I'm fully confident that the Christmas special, as well as the other episode with Madame Vastra, is not going to be a prequel to him punishing her and putting her in the Victorian era. I don't think that's going to be the case, because it would make no sense, because he already picked her up to help him in the Good Man Goes to War with the knowledge already that he punished her already. So I don't think that that's the case. But I do find in A Good Man Goes to War there was a few interesting facts that I didn't realize, and that being there was a conversation that River Song had with Rory, and she seemed like when she knew what time he was from, she was very upset. Now it could be that she already had the adventure already where Rory dies for good. What I really think is going to happen with the end of the Ponds is that Rory's going to wind up being the one to raise River Song, as a child. Okay, and then, for whatever reason, I guess in 1969, she's going to have to, maybe she'll regenerate again or something, but I just have a feeling that Rory's going to be the one to take care of River, so that way she can meet a young Amy and Rory. I do feel like this is going to be the case. I could be wrong, but so far I'm leaning towards that. But there was a conversation where she, he says something towards the effect of, well, how many timelines are there? And she's like, well, that's another birthday. Meaning that there is a possibility. A long time ago I had a theory that there's going to be two timelines, and that the Doctor is going to be hopping back and forth to each one. And I think this timeline is going to be created in the 5th episode, the Angels Wept. I think something's going to happen where a paradox is going to be created, maybe because Rory gets touched by an angel and sent in the past, and then they go to his funeral as he dies as an old man. I think somewhere along the lines that the Doctor is going to change the timeline and kind of create a paradox or a new timeline. I think that that's definitely going to happen, or it could be to do with Amy Pond, that he just can't let go if she dies. So we do know in Angels Wept episode 5 that the TARDIS gets turned to stone. I did see that, and Mr. What's Russell, pointed that out. I already saw that on Doctor Who TV UK. I don't know what's going to happen because the only thing is, like, I do know from the filming of that episode that some of it took place in Tudor City Plaza, which I was recording in New York City, and I wanted to share other videos that I recorded, but I recorded it on my friend's iPad too. But I wasn't able to get the footage back, and I figured, well, if I couldn't use that shotgun reveal, I could do that at the end of this video and show some of that awesome footage that was different. But once again, I wasn't able to get that footage yet. But the footage that I did have, it had the Doctor and Amy running from this old vehicle with River Song, which it wasn't really River Song. It was a man with a River Song wig. I guess they couldn't get River Song to film, so they made it like a stunt double or a bodyguard, and he was driving the car, and it was supposed to be River Song. But anyway, they ran towards this building, and they were talking to this character, this guy that seemed very, very odd. It kind of reminded me the character of the one from Planet of the Dead, where she was like a psychic, but this gentleman is African American gentleman. He seemed like very old style, 1930s, but it seemed to me like he was, what I got from it was, I really don't know. So I can't even speculate, but it's possible this guy's a big, big character. But hopefully I can get that footage and I can show it to you guys down the road before the episodes air. But it was some footage with Stephen Moffat talking to the Doctor, and then Amy, and I was right across the street, so it was pretty cool. Like I said, that was like one of the greatest experiences I have had in my life. You've seen him right across the street. It was so, even I was actually a couple feet away from Matt Smith, and there was a cop like right next to him, and they wouldn't let anybody shake his hand, but he came out and he's like, oh, stick around, and if you guys wait to the end, he'll come and he'll take pictures and shake hands with everybody. And at the time, like I said, my feet were blistered and everything, and I couldn't stay to the end. So, but they were really great. Stephen Moffat, Karen Gillian, Matt Smith, Arthur Darvill, they were treating the fans like royalty, and it was the best experience I've had. So, hopefully I'll have that footage for you probably this month. Another thing I want to talk about is the release of Series 7, which right now is up in the air. Because you know what? If you're really going to have it on April 25th, wouldn't you have promoted it for like a month already? So, I'm really leaning towards the fact that it's not going to be on the 25th. Maybe on the 31st. Maybe on September 1st. I mean, if it was me, I would want to promote my product for a while. So, I would think, best guess, would be September 1st or September 8th. I'm going to lean towards September because you want to really promote. Wouldn't you want to promote it for a month and advertise and stuff for it? I would think so. So I'm leaning towards September now. But originally, like I felt it was going to be on the 25th. So right now, this could change. They could post something tomorrow. But it just really doesn't make any sense to me why you would wait down to the wire and just promote it so quickly, Another thing I found interesting that a lot of people are not thinking about is that the Children in Need special for 2012, what are they going to do with that? Now, if you pay attention to David Tennant's announcement on G4, like it was very, very guarded, like what he was saying, but he did say that he signed papers for this thing to be approved for the Olympics. Him and a whole bunch of people, and it didn't happen. Now, the only other people to sign the okay, obviously, they filmed something for the 50th anniversary, probably multiple doctors, maybe companions, and for whatever reason, they said, you know what, let's save this for the anniversary, or maybe a Children in Need special. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. You know what? I feel we'll see Dave. We'll see a little doctor's reunion, probably right before the Christmas special this year. At least I'm hoping so. If not, I want to really understand what the Children of Need special is going to be. And don't forget, one of the Children of Need special was with Moffat, where he did Time Crash, where he did the Fifth Doctor meets the 10th Doctor. So it's highly possible that we'll see the 11th Doctor meets the 10th and the 5th Doctor this time. You could have it like low-key like that, or you could bring in, hopefully, Eccleston, David Tennant, and the 5th Doctor. I mean, just for a few minutes or a 10-minute episode. So, and don't forget, too, the Ood, they didn't show any pictures of the Ood for the episode called Cubed. And they said also that maybe the Ood is being saved, that they filmed a mini episode while they're filming episode 4. So, I really think that they already did something for the anniversary with Multi-Doctors already. And with all these interviews coming afterwards, of course, I wouldn't be lying because, they've already done it already. So, what do we know? You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, we have the Dalek episode, which I thought River Song was going to be the one that's going to kill the Daleks, because it would make sense, because in the Pandorica, a Big Bang episode, actually, the Dalek has it in his databanks that he's feared. He fears River Song, and he asks for mercy. So, obviously, she's got to get some type of rep where she's going to destroy all these Daleks. So, I'm thinking that she's going to be the one that's going to destroy all the Daleks. Now, episode 2, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. We have Rory's dad, which, is a big, big thing. I think a big deal. And, the Doctor picking up Amy and Rory. So I guess, obviously, he drops them off at the end of the first episode. The third episode, we have A Town Called Mercy, where Amy and Rory are once again with the Doctor in the Old West. And then episode 4 is Cubed, which the only thing I know about is that the Doctor's, one of his hearts stops. It has Unit and possibly the Brigadier's daughter. Now, it could be possible that Clara is a member of Unit, and in one of their experiments, she wound up finding herself in the Victorian era. And this is why the companion is much different than any he's ever experienced, because she already traveled to a time and probably looking for the Doctor, and then he just finds her in the past, and then she's just, because Moffat said that the character was basically, in present time, from present time. So don't forget that in Turn Left, Unit, in that alternate reality, Unit used the TARDIS to build its own time machine. So it could be that Unit scientists are messing around and creating something. So it's possible that Clara could be a member of Unit. It's possible she could be a time agent. But I do strongly believe that she's not a companion from the Victorian era. I think she's from our time. So I'm going to go with that. But if not a time agent, I'm going to go with the member of Unit, possibly. Also, too, we can't believe anything that's said, because, the Doctor lies, River lies, Moffat lies sometimes, just to protect the integrity of a story. So, it is possible that, we, just like Madame Vastra, oh no, I'm not doing any more Doctor Who. Meanwhile, she's doing like 2 episodes already. So, I also find it funny that the Sontaran's alive after he died in Grim Man Goes to War for 2 more episodes, unless he's cloned, which, I don't, unless he maybe didn't die, I don't know. But I do expect we'll probably see Doreen return. And, there's probably going to be some type of character that's going to be lingering around. I mean, right away I thought that the Doctor was going to counter Jack the Ripper. But that was cleared up in Grim Man Goes to War when I watched it again, where Madame Vastra said she just, I guess, basically finished off Jack the Ripper. So, but, I found funny, too, about Grim Man Goes to War. It's like, looking at it, it was like the Alliance all over again. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, with the exception of the Cybermen and the Daleks. I mean, the Silurians, the Sontarans, it was pretty interesting, and the Jadoon. So it was like another alliance, basically. Another thing I found interesting, too, is, the fact when the Doctor really, really gets mad, and he's always trying not to get mad, because what would that mean if the Doctor actually gets pissed. You know what probably that mean? That would mean that the end of the universe, basically, because he would turn evil. And I always envision this. I always envision this, that if he is going to turn evil, a companion's going to get like killed in front of him. He's going to about to die, and he regenerates in pure, utter rage and anger, which gives birth to a darker side. That's what I always envision, how he becomes the Valuard, Dream Lord, whatever you want to call it. As far as River Song goes, I was watching the episode and it cleared up more things, but then it raised one more question. That is that somehow, someone, maybe the Dream Lord and the TARDIS, I don't know, but they manipulated the time vortex, possibly to do with the Eye of Harmony, I don't know, that made it possible for the baby to become a Time Lord. Okay? So, all these theories that other people had, that I had, that, oh, can't be human, she can't be this, no, she can't be a Time Lord. No, she's a Time Lord. Because basically, if you watch Good Man Goes to War, basically that's what they flat out say. That's a Time Lord right there. So you want to, debate and everything. Oh, well, she didn't go to school. She didn't want this. She's a Time Lord. And with human DNA too. So it's weird. And that doesn't make any sense too, because Time Lord consciousness, it kind of paradoxes the whole Donna Noble thing too. So you get one big headache when you really think about it. But what could we expect to see this year with these 5 episodes, and possibly the Christmas special, and possibly some type of special to do with Children in Need? I really feel that someone is going to return. Someone's going to return that's going to shock the living crap out of people. It could be the Master. It could be the Ronnie. Everybody was saying, like a lot of people were saying, that Madame Vastra was possibly the Ronnie. That hasn't been confirmed. But I do believe maybe Omega was just behind River Song being a Time Lord. And I think that's going to be cleared up. Now, another thing I've noticed is that the silence I've not seen the silence in any pictures to do with episode 1 through 6 so far. I mean, if you count Christmas, that's another thing too. They don't count the Christmas special as episode 6. They count it as whatever. So it's just separate. So 1 through 5 plus Christmas special. I haven't seen any pictures of silence. Another thing that they said was that the monks weren't alive either. So that's another race like the Silence that are not a species. They're just created by someone. And they even named someone that is the head of the Headless Monks. The Purple something Magistrate or something like that. Well, whoever that person is, I booted the whole name, but I'm sure we're going to find that person out. And if you look back to Time of Angels episode, when they went to the museum, they said they saw something about the fall of the Headless Monks. So we could be seeing in Series 7 the fall of the Headless Monks, period. And there is an episode where there's a monk talking to the Doctor. I think in Cubed, I'm not really sure. So a lot going on. Now, you could take what you want from the episodes, but, when Amy was talking and she was holding in Good Man Goes to War, her child, and she said, like, your father will always be there for you. He'll watch you. He'll raise you. Protect you. I think that's another key that Rory's going to be raising River to go back to, find the young, like to bring her to be raised with Amelia and a young Rory. I think that's what's going to happen. And we're going to see the final death of Rory, unless, of course, the timeline is changed, which I'm wondering if it's going to be an episode where we're going to see 2 timelines, or if River Song is talking about the Wedding of River Song episode. But once again, it's very, very confusing to do with River Song, with these adventures that she's talking about, and these little hints here and there. But you know what? Stephen Moffat knows everything from the very, very beginning. From the very beginning, he always had, you could go back and be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff he said in Silence of the Library, Forest of the Dead. And then, at some point in time, River Song's going to know about Donna Noble. How is that going to happen? And how is, of all the companions, does he just tell her? So I fully expect to see, hopefully, a Donna Noble story. Again, I hope and pray, maybe for the anniversary. And other than that, this video is going on very, very long. So, other news besides Doctor Who is Joss Whedon, like I said before, has been confirmed for Avengers 2. He's going to write it, he's going to direct it. And I think this may tie in directly with Marvel's plan to get back the Silver Surfer and Galactus characters from 20th Century Fox. But now they're saying that 20th Century Fox may not give them the characters and may just make Daredevil lapse. So, if I was 20th Century Fox, I probably wouldn't I would just let Daredevil lapse and hold on to Silver Surfer and Galactus. But a lot of things going on in Marvel Comics. A lot of crazy things. I was reading today about the Fantastic Four comic, and one of the things I read about is that Reed Richards, the Invisible Woman, Human Torch, Johnny Storm, and the Thing, along with their two children, like Reed and Sue's two children, Franklin and Valera, they're going to create a spaceship, and they're going to travel around the whole universe, and it will only use up 4 minutes of Earth time, but it will be a year journey. And supposedly, things go wrong, where, before it goes wrong, they put a Fantastic Four team in place in case they don't return. And that team consists of She-Hulk, Medusa, Miss Thing, which is the female Thing, and Ant-Man. Okay, and as we know, I believe they said that Doctor Doom is responsible for the death of Ant-Man's daughter. So something happens where the Fantastic Four don't come back, they get lost, and then an older Human Torch comes through a portal and destroys the time portal, destroys the machine, and says that they can't go after the Fantastic Four, whatever they do. And then Ant-Man has a thing with Doctor Doom, and they try to find the Fantastic Four. So that's the interesting thing they're doing in the comics. And the Hulk, they're calling it now the Indestructible Hulk, where the Hulk may be working for S.H.I.E.L.D. We don't know if he's with Banner or not. I think he's just by himself, because supposedly Banner died. I gotta read those comics to see what's going on. We know that the Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, he's going to have his own sidekick called Alpha. And the reason why he has a sidekick is because of one of his experiments. This kid gets powers to, and Spider-Man feels responsible to train him. And, he feels totally responsible, so he wants to put him in the right direction, so he becomes a superhero, and he has a sidekick for the first time ever, I guess. So, I have a feeling that's going to go bad, and he's going to turn like a villain, but whatever happens, in December, Amazing Spider-Man 700, Marvel promises that, we're probably going to be really pissed off. Why? I don't know. Supposedly, it's possible they may kill off Peter Parker. They may do something else crazy. I don't know. It just gives you agita why sometimes they do what they do. Just like Wolverine forming the X-Men first and all this nonsense. And then they got all this mixture with the Avengers and X-Men team together. I read A vs. X Zero, and I'm going to do a separate video about that, and I liked it. I read A vs. X 1, and I liked it a lot. So I'm going to make separate reviews for each one. But, what I've seen after the fact about, Cyclops having the Phoenix power and all that, it's like, ugh. I don't know. Talking about the X-Men, Days of Future Past is going to be the movie with the X-Men Origins cast. The X-Men First Class cast, excuse me. And it is possible we may see the return of Professor X as Patrick Stewart. And, oh God, why can't I think of his name? The older Magneto. And a new Magneto battle, basically. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So, I, for one, as a fan, can't wait to see that happening. Now, they're saying that Marvel's saying that they want to have 2015 for Avengers 2, May 1st. That I can't wait for. And in other news, DC Comics seems like they're falling apart because they want to have a Justice League movie without even building up the characters to be directed and starring Ben Affleck. Okay, uh, I don't think that's. I think Dr. Freeman and I aren't agreeing. We're agreeing with this. I don't think that's going to be good at all. So, other than that, the video was supposed to have a shocking ending here. Video 600. And I kind of feel like, I wanted to really say what I had to say, but I can't. But other than that, something happened today where I was really, really moved, which I can't reveal what happened. I read something and it just touched my heart and kind of changed me a little bit. And I really can't say what it is. It has to do with something monumental. And I'm talking in riddles. This was supposed to be the big shock, the big thing, what I'm talking about, and something that was created that was so wonderful, but I'm going to have to save it until I get permission. But other than that, what I read was absolutely one of the greatest books. It was an amazing book, what I read, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, and other than that, what else we got to talk about? Okay, 9 years' time, I got a new cover, which things are looking promising with the series. It actually may be released next week, which I'm happy about that. And the moment that is released, things are going to dramatically change for me, because that's like a weight that's been on my shoulders, that book. And the moment that weight is lifted, I can have a sigh of relief, a breath, and then I can go crazy and do 2 other books at the same time. But if this book doesn't come out, then I can't do Promise Dream. So the future is bright for the books. They're going to be very bright. I plan on advertising the living crap out of these books. I hope I can put them on buses. I hope I can put them in the ferry. I hope I can put billboards of these things. I'm going to go absolutely matrix lord crazy advertising these books. And hopefully I can get carried in Barnes & Noble. So, other than that, what else can I say that's so surprising and shocking? Nothing. Nothing at all. I'm rambling and rambling. Alright, well, anyway. This is video 600, and it wouldn't have been possible that I was doing videos without Spurgeon Star 2009, and I just subscribed now, because they motivated me once again from the very beginning to do videos, and now you see video 600. So, thank you, Scribe. Thank you, Steve. And you know what? It's come a long way since December. 600 videos already. There's so many videos that I got the number wrong last time. I put that it was 450, it was 550. But I have a Facebook, Matrix Lord 212 Facebook page, which I hope you guys like. And I'm going to try to do, I think we should do a Doctor Who summit. I really do. I think we should get all the people on YouTube that are really big Doctor Who fans. I think we should do a Doctor Who summit. A big, I guess a couple-way Skype thing, and put it out there. I think that I should start doing videos with my friends and my buddies. It would be nice, and it will be cool. And when I do the book signings, I do hope and pray to visit my actual friends on YouTube, where they respectfully live, and then I could do a YouTube crossover. Maybe with Pissy the Clown, maybe with Dr. Freedom. And if I ever go to London or England, see my buddies out there. So, other than that, thank you for spending almost 30 minutes watching me ramble. I've been very tired because I've been all day busting my butt and very tired, but I did want to get this finished, video 600, and thanks for liking my videos, and thanks for your comments, whether they be good, whether they be bad, whether you guys drive me crazy or not. I love you all, you guys, and I look forward to another 600 videos. I look forward to doing my sci-fi book and my regular books and my movie screenplay that I always wanted to do. And I look forward to seeing my friends prosper. Um, my buddy Sexy Blues, Johnny Blues, is a writer as well, and I can't wait to see what comes from his greatness, and I do expect to see him rich and famous one day, and hopefully we'll be laughing about this later on, that we actually made it, as well as my other buddies, Scribe and Spurgeon Sub 2009, which our paths will cross at some point in time, and Pissy the Clown. If I ever did a horror movie, I would love to do a horror movie, write a script for a Pissy the Clown horror movie. That would be pretty cool and funny. Maybe I should put Pissy on the cover of a book. I don't know. Alright, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And the best is yet to come. Upward and onward. Okay, be good. Bye-bye.